Previously on Spenelli Speaks. Hi everyone, Danny here. Welcome back to my channel. We are getting right back on track with our, now I think it's gonna be like 29 days of book reviews because there was a few snafus in the middle there. So that's okay because we're gonna keep rolling with the punches and get some more of these reviews in. Now the review for today was voted on a couple days ago when I did my review of Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. So if you're interested in that, I'll link that description above. But the review that I'm going to be doing today is on a middle grade book called Artemis Fowl. This was really close in voting. We almost had Sweet Tooth, but Sweet Tooth's going to go back on the comeback pile and we'll see it later on this month. But for today, we're going to talk all things Artemis Fowl. Now, I have only really heard of this book in passing. I never really knew what it was about. It obviously was released far past my middle grade years, but I kept hearing the name through booktube and I kept seeing the name on bookshelves when I would go and look for thrift store buys. And at that time, it wasn't really in the clearance section where I shop for books, but I kept seeing the name. So it looked very popular. And then I saw it again because Disney Plus did a show for it. Now, I have not seen the show, so I'm not going to compare the two at all. I've heard mixed reviews, but what I'm going to do today is just talk about the book. So, what is Artemis Fowl? Well, Artemis Fowl is a young boy, I would say like 12 years old, and he is a genius. He knows everything there is to know about technology, and he is slowly but surely knowing everything there needs to know about the fairy world. And we get to know a few fairies ourselves. So Artemis Fowl, his family, something has happened. His dad has disappeared, and his mom has taken quite ill. So he's kind of on his own and left to his own devices. Literally. He has a butler whose name is Butler. Kind of reminds me of Batman a little bit. But anywho, and they go out to try to find a specific book from the fairy world that is going to help Artemis with his grand plan. So we have that part of the book. So we have his point of view and how he's like strategizing all of these things. We also see a little bit of the point of view from this butler character who is this really big guy who is all like strength and brawn, and he really does follow every order Artemis gives him. It's really crazy because Artemis Fowl is like 12 years old. So anywho, then we see the perspective of this fairy named, I believe her name is Holly, and she is like rough and tough, and I think she's like over 200 years old, but kind of like an adolescent, kind of like a teenager in that kind of mindset. But she's on this fairy police force, and she gets herself into some trouble and ends up getting captured by Artemis Fowl for this grand plan that he has. And you kind of see how all of that kind of plays out. There's like battles. There's this goblin or something, or dwarf. I can't even remember what he is, but he is hilarious. There's fart jokes and poop jokes with him. So that's pretty interesting, like, because I think that's funny. Like when I think of myself and the kid inside, like those are the kind of jokes that I think are funny. So it's just like this ragtag group of individuals who are kind of all fighting one another. I'm pretty sure there's a centaur in here that's pretty interesting as well. The whole book, I just can't keep the smile off my face because it's just enjoyable. It's fun to read. The characters are funny. Is it realistic? Probably not, but it's really good. And I really liked the way that this ended. I felt like all of the characters were well written in the sense that Like, they're just fun. They were loyal. They thought for themselves. And it was just a really interesting book. So much so that I'm interested in continuing in the series. And I was lucky enough to find the second book in the same style of cover at a local thrift store about a month or so ago. So I'm excited to continue on in this. So probably next March, I will be picking up the second in the Artemis Fowl series. So if you're looking for a fun middle grade book about a boy genius and his crew of adults essentially that are helping him, and it has a little bit of that fairy world, then definitely pick this one up. It's super fun. I really enjoyed it. It's not that big of a book, so it's a fast read. I think I read it in like 2 sittings. It was super cute. So I gave this a high rating, I would say, for a middle grade book. I thought it was pretty good. So yeah, so that's Artemis Fowl. Now for tomorrow, remember tomorrow is Saturday, July 17th. Myself and Laura from Book Bubbler will be giving you all a big announcement that a project we've been working on for a couple of months, and tomorrow we're going to announce it, and we are very excited to share that with you. So be sure to tune in for that. That'll be tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. So that's Saturday, July 17th at 10:30 a.m. On my channel here, and we are really excited to share that with you. As far as voting for the next review, we do have a review that is already being voted on for Sunday. So on Sunday, you'll vote for Monday's review. So no worries about voting for anything today. Sunday's already been taken care of, and that voting is actually in that live thing that I did because my fan ruined my video. So take a look at that. That was yesterday's little snafu. And there are 2 books in there that you can vote on. So that was available there. So until next time, I hope you all are reading something great, taking care, and staying safe. And as always, you know how it goes. Happy reading. Bye.